Hello guys, I'm Xiaoen. Today I'm sitting at a nice tea house again. It's a rainy day. Cheers. So if you are new to my channel, my name is Xiaoen Cao. I'm a writer, entrepreneur, and just someone trying to create a more meaningful life one step at a time. The topic I want to talk about today actually is a little bit personal. I was hesitant to talk about it at the beginning, but eventually I decided to share it because I think many of us may have moments in our life when we feel uncertain, anxious, and just want some more peaceful inside. Okay, so the story was like this. 2 weeks ago, I drove more than 100 kilometers to visit a temple. Actually, that's not my first time to go to that temple. 6 years ago, I went there because there is a friend's wedding nearby. So after the wedding, we visited the temple and prayed. By the way, it was a very beautiful place with nice mountains and natures. And after returning home, it's very strange that it seems that my life was going to a positive direction, especially for my work and career. I successfully closed several important clients, and things seem to process in a more smoothly. So somehow in my heart, I had this feeling that the place was special. So why I was going there again is because there has been something happening in my life actually. In the past few years, several of different members of my family got ill, and there were hospital visits and surgeries, and strangely enough, this all happened around the Spring Festival period. So I think this is something that is very difficult to explain through pure logic, and also for myself, I also have some bad, small unlucky things happen in my life. I cut my finger badly and I injured my fingernail of my foot by accident. Yeah, these things might sound small, but I think this is very unusual because they seldom happen in my life before. So in my heart, I had this urge that I want to seek some spiritual comfort. That's why I decided to visit that temple again. Before I go there, the weather suddenly changed. There was typhoon coming, but I decided to go anyway. Fortunately, the rain was gentle and lightly that day. That place was still beautiful. There was mountains and a large lake with deep blue colors, which I had never seen before. So we walked up the stone steps among the mountains for more than 10 minutes, and then we arrived at the temple. Even though it was raining that day, there were many people came there to pray. So the atmosphere was peaceful and solemn. There were full of incense and quiet prayers. So myself also went to different Buddha statues and prayed. And after that, I think my heart felt a little lighter because I think I finally finished something that has stayed in my heart for a long time. But the biggest feeling after I finished the praying was not that my wish would come true. I hope they would. But it's, I think in front of the Buddha statues in the quiet and sacred place like that, I can finally hear my heart more clearly. You know, in daily life, we seldom have moments like this because there were many noises around us, work, responsibility, and expectations, informations. There were so many noises around us, so we seldom hear our heart. So I think this is one of the things that make me feel better, because I finally can understand my own thoughts clearly through this visit. And before I was leaving the temple, I saw 2 sentences written on at the gate of the temple. It was something like, if your heart is sincere, your wishes may find its path. If you want the Buddha to help you, you may have to help yourself first. I think the 2 sentences were powerful and meaningful because, faith alone was not enough. Belief needs action. Only when we believe and act can we transform our life. So actually, my friend came with me that day, but because she lives nearby and often visited the place, so she didn't, unlike me, she didn't pray at that day, just waiting for me outside. But when we were talking, I realized both of us were exploring things like the Chinese astrology and the traditional culture about destiny. So if you have written this book, The 4 Lessons by Liao Fan, you will know a famous saying that destiny is created by ourselves, and blessing is also something we seek for ourselves. In traditional Chinese culture, we believe that our birth circumstance and destiny has some fixed patterns. But we also believe that destiny is not something unchangeable. Just like what Yuan Liaofan wrote in this book, there were several ways to transform our destiny towards the direction we want by correcting our mistakes, cultivating humility, doing good deeds, and by continuous action, we will be able to change our destiny. Yes, so for me, visiting the temple and pray, actually, it was not about waiting for miracles, because in my heart and in traditional Chinese philosophy, we all believe that everything is flowing, just like water. If you want to receive something, you must be able to give something. It's like if you want a large fortune for yourself, you must be the person who have enough merits, wisdom to carry it. Otherwise, even though you obtain the fortune, you will quickly lose it, or it will just bring bad luck or problems to your life. It's things like this. So everything has a balance, and everything is an exchange. So I know what I talk about in this video might sound like a little spiritual, but I also believe there was spiritual, universal truth behind it, because in our daily life and in our relationships, it's also like this. Everything is flowing. So there are we were connected, and if you want to receive something, you must become the person who's been able to carry it. So this is what I want to share with you in this video. So my last question is this: in your life, if you feel uncertain, anxious, or just your heart cannot be settled, what would you do to regain the peace again? Let me know in the comments. So see you next time. Bye.